Welcome back, guys. It feels so good to be right. The sweet ecosystem is exploding. We've been calling it for a while, but today we're going to dive even deeper into it, tell you why it's exploding and just how bullish I am. I also went all in basically on a meme coin in the sweet ecosystem that I'm extremely bullish on. So in today's video, I'm going to give you some more blue chip types of plays, some more risky types of plays as well, and tell you guys what's going on over here. And of course, we're going to start with the macro economic perspective in the crypto markets because everything is looking so good right now, ladies and gentlemen. So if that's exciting to you guys, do me a favor, destroy that like button. Without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to look at the Bitcoin chart over here, and the markets in USA have opened up just a little bit ago, and we got a nice little pump. My guess is there's more ETF inflows. Bitcoin at $101,000, looking very good. Quite interesting though, yesterday there was no inflows from BlackRock on the Bitcoin ETFs, but still $225 million net inflows and 102 for ETH. Now, guys, this was at Bitcoin Abu Dhabi, basically, the conference over there just recently. This is Eric Trump. Listen to what he had to say.
For our family, real estate's always been the bedrock of wealth creation. It's tangible, it's physical, we love it, you can see it, you can feel it. But really, here's the thing, guys, for the first time, there's another asset that has energy. There's another new digital asset that's revolutionary, right? One that consumes energy, one has life, and one that really has potential to be more powerful than anything that we've ever seen before. Just like real estate, obviously Bitcoin's scarce. There's only 21 million. I don't need to tell anybody in this room that. Name another commodity that's capped. Name another commodity that as prices go up, it's not further exploited. Guys, if gold ever went to $20,000, you'd be tearing down this building.
Trump. Yeah, Trump's son shilling Bitcoin hard. How many Bitcoin do you think Trump family owns by now? It's got to be astronomical out there in the Middle East, shilling Bitcoin at the conference. I couldn't be more bullish. He said it's a better investment than real estate. That's how I feel myself. I bought this villa that I'm in right now. I kind of regret it. Wish I was in Bitcoin instead, but that's okay. Diversify a little bit. Anyway, that's the Trumps for you. So Macroscope over here says, one of the interesting angles from the BTC conference in Abu Dhabi this week was the remarks from Trump's inner circle. Everyone's seen Eric Trump's statement that BTC will hit $1 million. Yes, in that speech we just showed you, it said it hit $1 million. But also interesting was a comment by Paul Manafort, who said BTC holders will be celebrating much higher than $100,000 very soon, I think. Steve Witkoff, another Trump confidant, also made some bullish comments. I think it would be a mistake for traders to dismiss these remarks as hype. These are some of Trump's closest advisors. It's probably safe to say that they're intimately familiar with his thinking and the plans. This is very telling of things to come, guys. These comments should be seen as signposts. They are the latest in a string of similar ones from people close to Trump. Going back to the campaign during the summer, with Bitcoin at 100,000, the market has obviously started to catch on, but I think this remains far from priced in, ladies and gentlemen. It's going big. And this is just funny over here, signposts in great summary. And this is kind of how I feel like, we can't do this. We can't give you financial advice, but it would be irresponsible if I didn't let you know how strongly I felt that it was important to own Bitcoin, right? Like that's the key takeaway there. And Ryan over here says, prediction 6, the number of countries holding Bitcoin will double. The fact that the US is considering building a strategic Bitcoin reserve will kick off Bitcoin arms race. Today, there are 9 countries with Bitcoin holdings led by the US. We expect this to 2x in 2025, right? And this is Ryan from Bitwise, right? One of the ETF issuers. And you can see that there's different US, United Kingdom, et cetera, all holding Bitcoin. Expects this to double. We know that Russia is considering it. We know that China is considering it, all these countries, right? Like it's inevitable. It's going to happen because you cannot recreate Bitcoin. You can't, just can't do it. Prediction number 2 from Ryan says, Bitcoin ETFs will attract more flows in 2025 than they did in 2024. Can you imagine that? Why? Well, because he says, year 1 is typically the slowest year for ETFs. Imagine that. That was like the biggest year ever for ETFs. All right, so how is that possible? Well, he says year 1 is usually the slowest year for ETFs. Imagine that. It was a huge year, like record-breaking in every way year for Bitcoin. Major wirehouses are still coming online and investors are laddering up. 3% is the new 1%. At first, you kind of got to get people to dip their feet in the water a little bit, right? Like, oh, just try allocating 1% of your portfolio to Bitcoin, see what happens, okay? They do that, 1%. Okay, sure, I'll do 1%. And then after that, it goes up. They're like, oh man, I wish I had a little bit more in there. Okay, well, why don't you do 3% now? Why don't you do 5% now? Why don't you do 10% now? So on and so forth, right? So we're going to see a bigger inflows likely in 2025 than we did 2024. Phenomenal. And, we've talked about MicroStrategy and a lot of people are speculating that maybe it's a bubble, maybe it's going to collapse, maybe it'll be a black swan, but I'm pretty sure that Michael Saylor has it figured out. And Ki Young Ju over here says, MicroStrategy is not in a bubble. Their Bitcoin holdings premium has dropped from 240% to 99% in 4 weeks as they continue accumulating BTC. If they balance NAV and Bitcoin premiums while buying, both MicroStrategy and Bitcoin prices can increase steadily without issue. And guys, as I said in the videos, we talked about this before, PNUT will be listed on Coinbase, as you guys can see over here. The monthly volume is absolutely insane, ranked 25 in the whole world, 72,000 wallet holders, PNUT and just 5 days ago, we made the video telling you guys how to predict which coins will be listed on Coinbase and likely Robinhood next. And we nailed it. PNUT, it was just announced today. And as you guys can see, the checklist will be in the description below as well for you guys. If you haven't seen those videos, make sure you check them out. We'll also link them at the end of this video or in the description down below of how to identify projects that are likely to be listed on Coinbase. Very important if you want to get ahead of the curve, which you should be doing. That's what this market is all about. So Mello over here says, meme coins are a game of psychology. Ask yourself, where will the attention shift to next? The earlier you see it, the more money you will make. Exactly what I just said, right? And Smiley Capital over here says, December 5th, the largest and fastest Bitcoin only cascade, 10,000 candle in 3 minutes, right? December 9th, largest alt cascade since 2021. This was a negative $10,000 candle, right, on December 5th. Open interest and funding completely reset. Very important for markets. Bitcoin led slow-paced recovery as participants are hesitant to long. No change in derivatives data. Economic data and de-risking hedging behind us. $100,000 is now irrelevant as it's been breached multiple times. $100,000 is probably the new base here moving forward. I'm thinking the market is ready for its next leg up. And we're seeing that today was a wildly bullish day. Everything is up today, which is fantastic, right? You guys must be feeling pretty good. Pat yourself on the back. Crypto Amsterdam says, perfectly timed post. Buying after 2 green weeks because it feels good. You're puking now. Flip it. In a bull market, accumulate when you're puking. It should feel scary, right? We want to accumulate. Now for me, I'm all in, right? So like I can't even accumulate more. If I had a job that paid me like cash, I could probably, but like if I get more stablecoin from anything I do, I'm immediately buying something. Like I bought a lot of something today. I'll show you what that is coming up here. So Blunt says, some musings. I think we're legit at the everything pump part of the cycle, in my opinion. So far, alt pumps have been secular, but this time around, everything goes together, a true alt season. We just had to get this leverage wipeout out of the way first. Bitcoin dominance is only just now confirmed in a downtrend. And to date, we've had select altcoin sectors pumping and doing mind-boggling numbers while Bitcoin dominance was going up. Now imagine the pumps that are coming while Bitcoin dominance is going down. Don't be afraid to dream a little, but also don't get blown up. Most people should avoid leverage like the plague. It's not needed, right? We're very, very careful with leverage. We're only using what we can afford to lose. And it's a fun little gamble. It's a dopamine hit, right? And as you guys, today, the point of the video is Sui. Sui has been on a crazy run, right? We've been talking about this on the channel for a long time, telling you this is where you should be focused. This is where money is rotating into. And you can see the altcoin sector is heating up still. We had a bit of a correction, but back going forward strong. Now, if we look at Velo markets, you can see that the strongest performer to bounce the hardest was Sui of all the layer ones. It's obvious, like just absolutely insane. Raoul Powell over here says, the Sui and Sol chart is a nice clean breakout, meaning that he believes, basically what he says in the rest of the post is that he believes that for the rest of the cycle, SUI should outperform Solana. Okay, guys, like I've said this before. You guys know that, watch the channel. I think that SUI is the chosen blockchain for this run, where a lot of capital is going to rotate to. It's a great user experience. It's faster than Solana, cheaper than Solana, and it's crushing and breaking all kinds of numbers. Today, SUI's DEX volume broke 35 billion and set a new 24-hour record for DEX volume, more than $466 million. And why is that? Well, as I've told you guys about before, we've been talking about Bluefin for a while, right? And you guys know I'm an advisor at Bluefin and very, very bullish. I told you guys about the token launch was coming up. The token launched, and I still think there's a huge opportunity there. And I'll tell you why in this video here. But as you can see from their post, it says, the Bluefin Foundation is thrilled to announce that the genesis of the Blue token has been completed. Bluefin was founded on a vision to accelerate on-chain trading. To date, the exchange has processed $40 billion in trading volume across spot and derivatives on SUI. The launch of Blue, the token, is an important step toward a decentralized governance model. Bluefin's strategy is designed to align incentives across users, contributors, and stakeholders, ensuring long-term ecosystem growth and platform integrity. With the support of core contributors, partners, and investors, we're excited to put a product in the hands of the community that powers the next generation of on-chain trading. Like, guys, what they're doing at Bluefin is perfect. You know, when I talk to the team and ask them about equity versus token and where the value accrue is, there is no value in equity. They didn't sell equity to investors. The equity side of the business doesn't matter. So all value accrual is going into the token, which is extremely important. It's not like Uniswap. It's not like Pump Fund. It's not like everything else. They're actually doing it right over here. They've got the best investors, Polychain, Brevin Howard. They've got the best market makers, like the best. These guys are absolute chads over at Bluefin, right? And they just launched a token, and it's an amazing user experience. I mean, already $40 billion in trading volume on their perpetual DEX already. Why is this important? Well, people like to trade on DEXs, but you can't trust people with your crypto. Not your keys, not your crypto. Don't let another FTX happen where you lose all your money, right? And if you can have a cheap and fast, virtually feels like a centralized exchange, that's why SUI is so important. You can have that experience, but self-custody and not have to risk losing all your money. Well, hello world. That is what Bluefin brings you. 2 weeks ago, they also launched their spot exchange, which is their AMM DEX, right? And that is getting almost 2,000 new users a day, growing like absolute wildfire. And as you guys can see over here, right now, it's sitting at a $51 million market cap. Now, we do talk about FDVs, right? But the reason why I'm more interested in market cap right now than FDV is because all the investors and team have a 12-month cliff, right? So we're not going to see big dilution for the next year. So all the way to likely the end of the bull run, you don't have to worry about the investors unlocking and dumping on you. It's probably going to be more relevant to pay attention to this market cap. And when you compare the number one volume that has already generated over almost $10 million in fees, all going back to the token ecosystem, on what I perceive to be the fastest growing chain in crypto, the number one DEX, a $50 million market cap, in my opinion, is a no-brainer. And some more stats over here, you guys. It has, so far this year, almost 43,000 users, $32 million of total value locked, 72% market share on SUI, and yeah, this is an outdated number, over $40 billion in volume so far. And as you can see over here, published clearly, investors and team have 3 years of vesting with a 1-year lockup after TGE. So you don't have to worry about a ton of dilution coming into the market right now. That's why I think that this thing still has tons of room to run. I wouldn't be surprised if you still see a 10 or 20x in the next 12 months for Bluefin, guys. So I would consider this an established blue chip in the SUI ecosystem. Now we're going to talk about the more degenerate kind of stuff moving forward. And as you guys can see, there's so much room for the meme coins on SUI to take off. The total aggregate market cap of meme coins on SUI is $530 million. If you look at Solana, which everyone's comparing SUI to Solana. Is Solana, is Sui the next Sol, right? It's $21 billion, right? That's like a 40x difference between the market cap of memes on Solana and Sui. And Solana is like completely the trenches, right? Total PvP. It's like attention just everywhere, Jeets everywhere. It's just exploding, like just a hard, like it's really brutal to compete over there. That's why I've been looking and waiting for the perfect meme to come along. And I found it, guys. I found it. I posted this in the VVIP group at a $2 million FDV. I think now it's much higher. But as you guys can see today, I decided, you know what? I bought a little bit back then. And today I was like, this is it. Like this. And I'll tell you guys why I believe Tardy is the best suited meme to be on, like number one meme in the Sui ecosystem. It in itself is the perfect meme. So I acquired today 1.84% of the supply. Public wallet here, guys. I'm going to hold this thing throughout the whole bull market. You know, I'll let you know if I decide to do anything with it, but I think this thing is going to be all over the place. It's just perfect, right? Let's get into this.
This microscopic animal is basically indestructible. In fact, he's pretty much immortal. And if that's not enough, he might actually be an alien. Meet the mighty tardigrade, the toughest animal on Earth. So tough, he can even survive in outer space. Imagine a rhino in a spacesuit and you're off to a good start. Tardigrades are 8-legged microanimals measuring
So this is what a tardigrade is. And check this out.
Arctic ice for decades. One group of scientists found tardigrades in a 30-year-old piece of ice in Antarctica. Not only did they survive at -4 degrees Fahrenheit for all those years, they had babies. -4 is no biggie at all. Tardigrades can survive temperatures as low as absolute zero, aka -459 degrees Fahrenheit. Tardigrades can even live at the bottom of the ocean. They can handle pressure 6 times greater than the Mariana Trench, which is the lowest point on Earth, over 30,000 feet below sea level. And yes, a trip to outer space is no sweat for a tardigrade. A research team sent tardigrades to space in 2007. They survived solar radiation and, of course, no oxygen for a whole 10 days. Speaking of radiation, studies have shown that tardigrades can survive 1,000 times more radiation than humans. The apocalypse? Just another walk in the park for tardigrades.
It even says buy the fucking dip, right? But check this out too.
So what makes tardigrades basically indestructible? Their superpower comes from a process called cryptobiosis.
What? They have crypto in their name. They have crypto in their name. This is like this. It goes on and on and on and on. And as you go to the website, you can see all these crazy different headlines. You can click on this. SpaceX just launched 5,000 tardigrades into space so astronauts can study how indestructible they are. And you can click. So these are just headlines of actual real articles. You just click and the article will open up. This is rare video footage of tardigrade threesome that lasted 30 minutes, documents the wild sex lives of water bears. There's actually a video down here of it. It's hilarious. Elon Musk talks about this too. There's a tweet. I don't know if it's here somewhere. I saw it before. Elon Musk has a tweet of talking about making miniature Teslas for tardigrades. Brian Johnson loves tardigrades and thinks that they're the most fascinating things on life. And there's literally tardigrades on the moon right now, as there was some Russian space program that crashed on the moon and tardigrades were on there and survived the crash landing and are still chilling on the moon today. So like, just go check out the website when you get a chance. It's fascinating. All the things that these things are, it's iconic, right? And they're nicknamed the water bear. It's perfect for Sui. Indestructible, thrive in any condition, has the only living organism to be chilling on the moon as we speak. That's Tardy for you guys, right? And this chart looking absolutely pretty good at 12.5 million. I shared it in the VVIP group at 2 million or so, right? So it's up a lot since then. Again, you guys, if you're not part of the VVIP group, make sure that you follow the instructions in the description below. It tells you exactly how to get in the VVIP group, right? And you would have had this call from there in the beginning, but it has a nice little sell-off right now. I'm not sure where it'll be by the time this video goes live, but it's at $12.5 million FTV right now. I think that's still a very good entry. I mean, for me, I think this thing is going to go huge. We shall see. I actually had the privilege to talk to some of the team as well earlier today and got an insight of everything they're doing. They have big plans. It sounds like it's a big production. I'm super excited for it. That's actually why I went and bought a huge percent of supply, because I did talk to the team and found out some of the things that they have on their roadmap. But Tardy is live. And one of the reasons that you should be so excited about retail coming, like right now in the Sui ecosystem, it hasn't been so exciting because there just hasn't been so much liquidity over there. But this is huge news. So Phantom Wallet, which everyone uses for buying shitcoins on Solana, is coming to Sui very, very soon. They've made this announcement and it's official. So Phantom, which everybody uses for memes, is now coming to Sui. This is a huge deal. 7 million monthly users or something like that on Sui, ready to buy up Tardy. All right, guys. And if you're not aware, on paid network right now, Pentagon Games is doing their sale. Today is early access. Tomorrow opens up open pool, so you can just go out and participate. This is a sick project, guys. It was on the show Crypto Nights, which I was a judge. I've known the team for a long time. They're backed by huge investors like Binance Labs, Spartans, NFX, so on and so forth. Really, really killer cap table. Republic, Animoca, Yield Guild Games, Symbolic, etc., guys. So go check it out, paidnetwork.com. Get yourself early access before this thing launches. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. See you later.